let's talk about it because it is definitely a problem. And if you do not know what ATS is, you need to learn right away, especially if you are seeking a job and you're applying for different jobs. So, ATS, aka Applicant Tracking System. It is a system that most employers use when it comes to hiring their applicants. So I took some notes and we're going to talk through these notes. And the main thing that we're going to talk through is one, why do companies need an applicant tracking system? And then we're going to talk about the myths and the truths behind the applicant tracking system. So let's jump into it right away. So when you apply for a job, before your resume even reach human eyes, it is going through a system. 70 to 75% of resumes are being rejected by this system. 70 to 75%. So a lot of people who have been job hunting for months and months and months, this could be very well one of the reasons why you're not seeing any progress in your journey. And I recently learned this information. Like, I did not know about an applicant tracking system. Back when I did recruiting, it was years ago, before this was a thing. Well, it was a thing, but it wasn't a common thing. So like the resumes I looked through myself and then I recruited people, but that was way back then. And I did it for a very, 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 very short time. I was pregnant with my youngest and I needed something to do before I gave birth. So that was the last time I even touched recruiting. So bear with me. But I did some research and we're going to go through it now. So let's talk about why companies need a applicant tracking system. So this is according to AI, but we're going to read through it. So the first thing was streamline hiring process. So let's talk about that. So when a popular job position is up, there are likely hundreds, if not thousands, depending on the company, of applicants applying for this position. If it was a human going through it, a human or a team of humans would have to look through the hundreds and hundreds of applicants. And according to this, the cost, companies pay a cost for having an open position. According to AI, that average is about $1,800 per month of an open position. Just because they didn't fill that role, a company is losing money. So they're trying to find the fastest way to fill that seat. So they're going to use anything and everything to get that position filled. So they want to streamline it. They want somebody to screen these resumes quick and easy, real fast, in a hurry before human eyes touch it. It also claims that it improves the quality of hires. We're going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there. And then it talks about enhanced candidates' experience, but we all know how we feel about that, so we're going to let that be. This one was an interesting one. Standardization and compliance. So making sure that companies are compliant when it comes to data. So that one I can see. Like, people have done some shady things with people's information. People have put a lot of personal information on their resumes, including their addresses and phone numbers, and people can do a lot with that information. And then, of course, scalability. So when we're really looking at it, probably the biggest thing out of this is companies are saving money and they are making the hiring process much faster. So that's essentially why they need it. So now we're going to go into the myths and the truths about applicant tracking systems, because a lot of people, we have our thoughts on it. I have my thoughts on it. So we're going to go through it. So the first myth says that applicant tracking systems automatically rejects resumes with errors. So funny enough, it does not necessarily reject for errors. It rejects off of keywords. That's the first thing that it's looking at, is the keywords. And if it doesn't see certain keywords, it's going to automatically reject it. So, but poor grammar is still a bad thing. Fix the grammar anyway, but it's automatically rejecting off of keywords. And I know that a lot of people applying for jobs are plugging in the keywords what I would do, I'm a big AI fan. I know a lot of people aren't AI fans, but take the job description, copy it, paste it, upload your resume. Perplexity, this is not sponsored. I am not paid by them, none of that stuff. But Perplexity, if you hear me, you could pay me, but they don't pay me. You can upload 3 documents for free on Perplexity, and if you copy and paste and it's like massive, it'll like upload it as a doc. So be careful with that. So what I would do is I would create a Google Doc, and I do this a lot. I probably should do a whole another video about this, but I'm gonna explain it here. So what I do is I create a Google Doc. What I would do is create a Google Doc. In that Google Doc, I would put my directions for the AI tool at the top. I would say, hey, I want you to look at this job description. I want you to pick out the keywords that a recruiter will look at based off of this job description. And I want you to look at my resume and see where I need to make changes to include these keywords. That is literally what I would do in a Google Doc. Download it as a PDF, upload it to Perplexity, and then get your results from there. I'll probably do a whole nother video on this just to test it out, but that's what I would do. So you get it automatically rejected because of keywords. 70 to 75% of people are automatically getting rejected. So another myth is ATS filters out overqualified candidates. So truth, applicant tracking systems matches qualifications to job requirements without bias towards overqualification. I would be concerned about underqualification. I do not have a degree. Some of these jobs require degrees. So if you are one of those individuals that don't have a degree, this could be one of the reasons why you're getting knocked off. Let's see. Focus on aligning your skills with the job description. Cool. ATS prefers chronological resumes. This is a myth. So truth, both chronological and functional resumes work as long as they're well structured and include relevant keywords. This is really big, and I want to do a video on this. There's a reason why the resume is structured the way it is, because of systems like this will kick it out. Canva is your enemy. I love Canva to death. I use Canva for everything. But if you are using Canva for your resume, a system like this is not going to automatically pick up your headers. It's not going to pick up what is a subtitle, title, heading 1 versus heading 2 versus body text. This system is not going to pick it up. And the way that you can easily test this is those applications. Like this is how you can quickly tell. You ever did an application where you have to like submit your resume and then it autofills and then everything's messed up? That is a telltale sign that you need to switch up how you do your resume. Microsoft Word, keep it simple. These systems are looking at, and for those who don't know, like the heading versus like heading 2 versus heading 3 versus body, like it's different fonts and different fonts, which is like the size of the text. And then it's different, there's a certain hierarchy that these systems are looking at. And that's how it can tell, like, these are your past employers. This is your employment history. This is your education. This is your projects or your personal projects or whatever. This is your achievements. It is looking for those particular things and it's filling it out. If you're using Canva or a different tool, it's like gibberish to them. So it's like not making sense. And that could be a reason why you're getting rejected. And I see that I only have 60 seconds left on TikTok. So I'm going to do a part 2. Another myth was that ATS only accepts exact keyword matches. So truth, modern ATS systems recognize keyword variations and synonyms. So again, that tip that I gave you before, just put, hey, I need the keyword and the keyword variations of this job description, and then help me plug it into my resume. I would do that. Use industry-specific terms. This is really, really big. And use it naturally in your resume. So let's see. I'm going to do a part 2. There's only like 2 more things left. And I still got to go through the truths. So about like 5 things left. So I'm going to do a part 2 on this.